What's up, most excellent friends?
It's Krissy and Nathan from the Most Excellent 80s Movies.
It's the podcast where a filmmaker and a comedian
adventure their way through the 80s movies we think we love,
or might have missed.
Join us this season for a delightful discussion of some 80s gems.
We're doing The Dark Crystal and Purple Rain,
A James Bond Summer,
Superman 2, Fast Times at Ridgemont High,
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Police Academy,
and a bunch more 80s classics you love.
Scroll the back catalog for bangers like Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
The Goonies, Conan the Barbarian, The Breakfast Club, and more.
Plus, don't miss our ratings and deep cut recommendations.
And members get some extra fun chit-chat with the hosts after the show.
Download the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast today at True Story FM.
Or find it wherever the finest podcasts are stored.
And do remember to keep the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast motto in mind.
Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes!
Hey everybody, this is Ryan from the New World Pictures podcast, where we're on a mission to watch every movie ever made by New World Pictures. With me as always is Mark.
Every movie?
Every movie!
Every movie? From the Roger Corman cult classics like Battle Beyond the Stars, and the super weird stuff you never even heard of like Eat and Run.
Makes your tongue want to say, hey, it's nice in here.
Yes, Mark, every movie. And Erica.
Every movie?
Yes, Erica, every movie.
Every movie. So we're still talking about Night Zoo.
I've seen it.
And all the bonus stuff too. We're talking things we love, things we hated, favorite scenes, inside jokes. And I know we're not at final questions, but are we still talking about Ryan's research?
I know I am. So check out our website, newworldpicturespodcast.com, or subscribe to the New World Pictures podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. Follow us on the socials, and we'll see you next time at the New World Pictures podcast, proud to be a part of Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast. Want to skip those ads and get early access? Become a member at truestory.fm/join and discover all the other great perks that come with it. Welcome to the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast. It's the podcast where a filmmaker, a comedian, and their wonderful guests spy our way through the 80s movies we think we love or might have missed with these, our grown-up eyes, to see how they hold up. And today we're talking about The Living Daylights, movie 2 in our Bond summer from 1987, about which Letterboxd says, the new James Bond, living on the edge. After a defecting Russian general reveals a plot to assassinate foreign spies, James Bond is assigned a secret mission to dispatch the new head of the KGB to prevent an escalation of tensions between the Soviet Union and the West. I don't think that's what this movie was about. But that's what Letterboxd says. I am Krissy Lenz, one of the directors and a performer at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa, Arizona.
I'm Nathan Blackwell, an independent filmmaker with Squishy Studios.
And joining us today is the other Nate in my podcasting world.
I guess she's got a type.
What's that? I got a type, yeah. It's a guy's named Nathan.
Yeah.
He is the co-host of Gank That Drank, a supernatural drinking game podcast. He's a performer and teacher at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater. And he is back with us tonight. It's Nate McWhortor.
Hello. Hello, good to see you both. I loved this movie so very much. I can't wait to get into it. I'm super pumped. I'm glad you guys are doing Summer of Bond. Bond Summer.
Awesome.
Bond Summer.
A new A24 film coming soon. But I am excited to talk Timothy Dalton. My first ever Timothy Dalton, admittedly.
Gosh.
So, yeah.
Well,
I
it was
hear
mine too,
yeah.
since it's my
Oh
third
my,
ever Bond movie.
Okay.
which is nuts. Yeah.
What's your history with James Bond as a hero?
So I basically never. My parents never. This was not This is not a genre that or like any sort of. My parents never showed me these films. My parents didn't watch these. They were not into them. So I had to find them on my own, like as an adult. And I think in college I might have watched one of the Sean Connerys. Not
Mm-hmm.
sure. I can't. I honestly could not tell you which one. I think I just like put one on because that's what I was into in college, was just like watching as many movies as I could. And
Mm-hmm.
so I then was like, all right. And then I watched A View to a Kill because of How Did This Get Made? So
Of
I
course.
watched that
Which
one.
was awesome.
That movie is fun as hell as well. And then
Proof.
I think I've watched all the Daniel Craigs except for the most recent.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that's kind of like
I've only
where I'm
seen
at.
one of the Daniel Craigs, and I've seen one Roger Moore, and now one Timothy Dalton.
Gotta catch
I
them all.
Yes, you gotta collect all the James's Bond. So this movie had a lot of what I felt like A View to a Kill was missing. There were ridiculous car chases. Not that View to a Kill didn't have a ridiculous car chase.
There's a
It did.
fire truck chase
Uh-huh.
in A View to
Yeah.
a Kill.
There was a half car. There was a half car chase.
Well, there's a half car in this one too. He lasers a car in half, but his car had
But
gadgets.
it's the other
and
half. It's the other half. Yes.
yeah, he split that one vertically, and this one was horizontal. So,
Mhm.
slight difference. It's not like they're redoing the same stunts, but there's only so many ways you can split a car.
Yeah, they're always
And-
in pursuit of new fertile ground. Yeah.
I believe
Yeah,
that it's a Solomon's car conundrum, I think is what they call it in the movie making business. Right? Is that right, Nathan? A Solomon's car? You can
Yeah,
split
that's what-
split it down the middle or in half. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. That's what we tell the students.
Yep.
Okay, so this movie starts off with a big reveal of Timothy Dalton. The Double O's are in an exercise, a training mission. And what I love is that we see a guy at a desk. It's like a complete desk. There's stacked papers, there's like diplomas on the wall behind him. And he's like, I know you won't let me down, Double O's. And then a big hatch opens and it reveals that this is, and the papers all fly around, and then this office is inside a plane. Right off the bat,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
we are killing it in
So,
the
yeah.
James Bond world.
This is directly the next James Bond movie after View to a Kill. This is where Roger Moore has put down the mantle, and then they've found Timothy Dalton as the new James Bond. But I would say it's less of a reinvention and more of a reset. Like they're still going to keep a lot of the James Bondy stuff, but they're going to reset kind of like the style to be a little more grounded, a little more, because the Ian Fleming novels, like James Bond is a real like son of a bitch, you know, like he's very, very cold, you know, at least in the initial ones. But yeah, he's very like dysfunctional when he's not on a mission, and when he's on a mission, he's very brutal about it. You know?
Is he more like a Archer, just not funny?
He's I would say he's closer in a lot of ways to how Daniel Craig kind of started out. You know, to where where they took that line from, because Casino Royale is the first James Bond novel, and he's got that line where the woman he was in love, dies, and his response is, and he's obviously just defending his own emotions, but he says the bitch is dead, but he himself is heartbroken, of course, but he just plays that off as, but yeah, he's definitely the kind of like based off of more real secret agents that have to put their mission first. But so they're kind of tacking a little closer that with Timothy Dalton, with him being a little more darker. Like I feel like with Timothy Dalton, when in this one, when he's romancing the girl, it feels like he is doing it as a strategy and not as sport.
Right.
Like it feels like he is genuinely manipulating her.
Yes, 100%. He is manipulating her, and it surprisingly works, even though she is so in love with her Yergi. You know, and they're in a carousel, and he's like, "I paid them to stop us at the top," and he's like, she's like, "Oh, I don't think it's a good idea," and he goes, "Don't think," and he just smooches her, and it's like, is this supposed to be romantic? I'm not feeling it.
Yeah,
Not feeling it. I did not feel romanced at all.
Right. But when I say it's not a reinvention, which I feel like the Daniel Craig movies are, it's like we are going full on. Like it's interesting because there's kind of like forward first franchises, and then there's franchises that have been going on so long that they genuinely react to what other kind of movies are. This is when Daniel Craig came out, that was kind of a reaction to Christopher Nolan's Batman, you know.
I see. Yeah, of
and
course.
and then like Jason Bourne and that stuff. I'm probably messing up the timeline, but they were genuinely going for a reinvention with Daniel Craig. When I say this is a reset, even though he's darker, they still have the really goofy gadgets and the laser cars and the puns. Which
yes, he got the boot.
Yes,
at the very end.
So it's more like they're still doing Doctor Who episodes. They're just changing Doctor Who rather than doing a brand new reinvention.
Yeah, and I like that. And this had to me more of what I was expecting: the goofy gadgets in the lab, the car with a million buttons, the very glamorous locations, like all the stuff that I felt like I was missing in the last one. I felt like this one had, and it was still plenty ridiculous in places. Which I loved. I wanted it to be even more over the top and ridiculous, but like the very first thing, that desk on a plane, I was like, okay, here we go. Let's do this.
It's very Fast and Furious. It's very like, oh, how preposterous the silly world is, and yet we love it so much for all the daring bullshit that they try to give to us and imagine. But like, it's imaginative too. Like that's the mess. Like I love the gadgets because it's like, oh yes, like what would the car keys that can dispense a small radius of gas that'll knock out 1.5 people for what, like 30 seconds or whatever it was. Like, oh, I love that so much. That's like the romance of the wolf whistle, and there's different whistles for different things. That's the romance of James Bond. I agree. Yeah. Like
how are they going to use it in a fun fashion? Yeah. It's like I feel like one of the weaknesses of this movie are the villains.
I 100% agree. Like, why were there no sexy, deadly chicks in this movie? Where was my Grace Jones? The assassin is like a lanky blonde guy, and I'm like, give me a sexy woman.
Although as henchman goes, I would rate him pretty high on the lethality scale.
He strangles people with headphone cords
and throws explosive milk. Necros. So he's played by the actor who was he was Hans Gruber's brother in Die Hard. So that's the same actor. But yeah, so
wait, this is that guy? He's the big blonde guy in Die Hard?
Yeah. So he's the guy who died, and then his brother was pissed off for the rest of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Connections.
Yeah,
Um,
quasi Europeans who were actually probably British.
yeah.
Um, and but yeah, no, I liked the arms dealer Whitaker. I liked that he had all these like mannequins of himself.
Yeah,
You
mannequins
know,
of himself as like Hitler and Genghis
Yeah.
Khan
yeah,
and
it's
like
like, ooh, okay, yeah, Hitler, huh? Was that early in the process or late in the process? And because he's got like a dozen of them of him as which I thought was amusing. Like he is amusing, but there's just not enough of him. And then our main villain is Koskov,
Yergi.
Yurgi
Yeah.
Koskov, who is really not like much of a villain.
No, but he is a double crosser. So
Yes,
the
yeah.
moment I like finally put two and two together and realized he was double crossing them, I was like, oh, everyone else probably realized this a while ago. But yeah, I was like, oh, he's a double crosser. I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. I get it. But it took me a while. I wrote down I don't get what's going on like 6 times in my notes.
Yeah, as these go, generally like the James Bond plots are not particularly strong, but at least you have some degree of clarity of what like is the big goal, and this one was a little more murky.
It was very murky because in View to a Kill, he wants to sink a whole
Mm-hmm.
city into the ocean. That's pretty evil. In this, they were trying to sell heroin to buy more guns. That feels fairly pedestrian.
Yeah, and that was
And
just like
uh,
like part of just like on the path to whatever they wanted.
I feel like that plot line, the heroin plot line, came in so late too in the movie. It just was like, I agree with Nathan. I think Whitaker should have been the main villain of this
Yeah,
movie. I
they
think,
should have given him a lot more stuff because there was a lot of fun stuff later in the fight, which we'll get to, but
yeah,
he had a lot more potential for sure.
I just think that like like if your villain was like this like pew pew yeehaw American arms dealer who like pretends to play war, was really just like a West Point dropout
Yeah,
or whatever he was,
yeah.
like that
I
is a more compelling story than the like. And I get, so it was like
yeah.
we're late stage USSR and it's Eastern
Mhm.
Western Bloc, and I love the showing of the passport as they slide by on the car is one of my favorite moments. It's like
On the
very
cello case.
on the
Yeah.
or on the cello, not the car. Yeah, it's the cello case. I love that so much, but like it's so steeped in this like the cold, end of the Cold War era,
Mhm.
but which feels tired at this point.
Yeah,
Even
you know what
right?
you know what they should have done, which would have been more fun, is that wanted if Whitaker wanted to actually start his own war, even if
Yes,
it's just like
yes,
locally or small or whatever. It's like he's such a fanboy, and he
right.
wants to start his own team, so like he wants to prove that he's this military genius, and then prove to himself and everyone else that he's a military genius. Even if he doesn't get the credit, he's still under the radar, that he knows how these things, it's like
Yeah,
like just inspiring like some rebel group to take over like a small like city state,
Mm.
like Malta or something like that, to
Hmm.
incite them to fight, and for him to manipulate it and to fund it, and for him to kind of control it and be a puppet master, you know.
Instead, there's a heart encased in diamonds.
an animal
Uh-huh.
heart. An
Uh-huh.
Animal
animal
heart.
heart encased in diamonds. In the ice. Look, in the ice. Oh
It's the
gosh.
diamonds. And the
So
diamonds are traded
funny.
to the heroin, and the heroin is stolen by the Afghan resistance people. And
It felt like it was ripped from We Didn't Start the Fire.
yeah.
Like this movie felt like it was ripped from Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire." They just like threw a bunch of those buzzwords in from that song and went about it. But I love the moment when they open the chest with the heart in it and they say "Keep it sterile" as they are opening it and thus making it.
This one was so this and Rambo 3 both kind of like made the Mujahideen like these heroes in a tumultuous area because we were basically funding them to repel the
right
Russians
against
in
the
real
Russians.
life. Yeah,
Right.
Which makes this one a little tough because eventually, like the Mujahideen, as far as Wikipedia is concerned, I'm no expert, but they basically kind of blew up into civil wars, and it paved the way for the Taliban.
Yep, sure did.
So it's a little.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But in this movie though, just like taking like real life aside, in this movie, the guy whose name I don't know, I just referred to him as Cutie Pie, that they break out of the jail.
Oh yeah.
Shah. His name was Shah.
Shah.
He was so fun, and I was so glad he was at the cello concert at the end. I was like, oh, they brought him to the cello concert. Oh, great.
He was in True Lies, wasn't he?
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I thought he was just so cute, and I liked his character so much. And he was like, oh, by the way, I'm a spy. I was in jail, but they didn't know who they had because I'm a big spy, and I will help you. Come to our palace. Here's a change of clothes. And he puts her in a glamorous gown, and I was like, okay, now we're talking James Bond. But at the end of the beginning, he lands on a woman's yacht, and she's just like, oh, why can't I find a real man? And James Bond drops onto her yacht, and he's on the phone, and he takes her phone, and he's like, I'll be there in an hour. And then she goes, oh, and he goes, make that 2.
Make it an hour 20.
Yeah. I thought that was very James Bond. And I love the song, Aha's The Living Daylights. It's no Duran Duran, but right. I thought it was very good.
No Thinker. Yeah. It's hard to like Duran Duran. That's like in the top 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely solid.
I thought so, and I really liked the intro. But yeah, I was really confused by the whole thing. We're at a orchestra concert, and a girl with a cello is gonna attempt to assassinate.
Yeah.
Assassinate.
Nah, she assassinated the whole movie. She was so sassy.
She was so sassy. Well, she was just like, she really had no agency. Like, she was just an unwitting pawn.
Yeah,
for everyone at every moment.
For literally
she seemed like she didn't even know that she was in a movie, and seemed like a deer in headlights. Like, why is this camera here? Yeah, she as like Bond leading ladies go, for me, she would rank pretty low. She just always seemed like she was naive, or she was duplicitous accidentally. Like, she never knew what was going on,
But she put her foot down about the cello. She was like, I need my cello. We have to go get my cello.
It's a Stradivarius, Krissy.
Yeah.
It's the Lady Rose.
Yeah.
Did you go see the Stradivarius exhibit when it came to the MIM?
No, I did not.
I didn't either, but I really wish I would have, because then I could have said some cool stuff right now. I'm mad.
The cello comes in handy because they, like I said, after the big goofy gadgety car escape, they slide down the mountain in the cello case, using the cello, the priceless Stradivarius cello, as a rudder. And I was like, yes, more of this, please. And then apparently the cello was fine. Like, you can shoot a cello and nothing happens to it. It still sounds great.
Some wood glue, you're all right.
Look, they're the professionals. They know.
Yeah, old Stradivarius can patch a bullet hole.
Yeah.
But that was the one thing that like she stood up for. Although she was pretty bold to like, once Yergi whispers in her ear again, she poisons Bond and like does a good job of it. Although he should have seen that coming.
Oh, a mile away. I'm just sitting there going like, why are you taking this? She's not drinking. You need to like make her drink what you just at the same time. What are you doing here, guy? This is like rookie mistake.
Well, it's his first movie. What do you want?
Yeah, I think what's funny is that they treat him a little bit like he's a rookie, even though he's supposedly supposed to still be the same great spy. They treat it every time it's a new one like, oh, he's learning the ropes, this new guy, which is obviously that's the 007 aspect of it, right? There's James Bond, but then there's 007, and that's
right,
what I love.
Right. I again was very confused, but I liked the whole end like set piece of the plane with the drugs on it. I really liked that whole action sequence of he put a bomb in the plane, but then he's driving the plane, and then she's driving into the plane, and I'm like, isn't there still a bomb in there? And then she's flying the plane, and I'm like, this girlie does not know how to fly a plane.
No.
And I think he tells her just hold it steady, and then like she opens the rear hatch and dumps out all the drugs and James Bond and the sexy assassin.
Yeah. They're like fighting, and she just grabs a random hatch and a handle and pulls it.
Yeah, that seems like what she would do.
Yeah, like to freak out.
What's
and do
this?
That. Yeah.
So they're dangling off by a cargo net, which feels like I've seen it in 1,000 movies, but perhaps this was the first.
I feel like it is. That's
okay.
Oh,
I'm no historian, but
it's probably some Vietnam movie. There's a cargo net, something involved. I would imagine, maybe.
Net. Oh, Cargo Net the movie, duh.
Oh, duh. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. How could I forget?
Cargo Net 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, which strangely had no airplanes.
No airplanes at all. Just cargo nets that people climbed up, American Gladiator style.
A boat cargo net. Yeah, it was a boat cargo net.
And he's clinking onto his shoe, and so he's like, I know what to do. I will untie my shoelaces. And then they are going to crash the plane, so they drive the Jeep out of the plane. And then the most James Bond thing ever, the plane kablooies. It crashes and explodes at the same time.
And he genuinely looks disappointed that the plane is gone. Like, he is really upset.
But then he's like, oh, I know a great restaurant in this town. We can make dinner. And they drive off to dinner, and she's just like, okay. Like, at least she's game for anything. Yeah, let's go to dinner. We almost just blew up and plane crashed.
So we've got a new money penny on this one. And I felt like she was not... It's tough because... So the money penny we saw in View to a Kill was the only money penny that they had ever had. She's literally has been in all the James Bond films. The same with Q. Like, Q is Q until Pierce Brosnan. But this is a new money penny, and it seems like every 2 or 3 movies, like, so you remember when he basically there's those 2 American women who get the drop on him, and then there's that CIA agent. So that's Felix Leiter. That's Jeffrey Wright's character in the Daniel Craig movies. So that's the same character.
Okay.
So I think they don't go they don't hang on to a Felix Leiter for very long for whatever reason. Like they end up changing them like every 2 or 3 movies. But I felt like he was legitimately someone who couldn't act.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like this Felix Leiter, I feel like was like some guy who knew someone on the production and legitimately could not act, or they picked him visually because he was like a hand model or something, and he somehow got the part.
Yeah, but I was so grateful for those 2 sexy American women who were CIA agents, because I was like, finally, some sexy kick-ass women who are gonna
agreed
be in this movie. Like it needed more.
Yeah,
it needed a Grace Jones,
we 100% agree.
Gone before we knew them.
No, yeah,
that's what sucked. We hardly knew them. They were in and out in about 90 seconds of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. But I was so grateful for them when they were there. I didn't know what was going on, but I enjoyed it.
So some other standout. So let's highlight some supporting characters that we thought were notable. When Necros is pretending to be the milkman, to break in, there was that guard he fights. There was that like old guard. There was like that older like guard in his 40s who put up a legitimate like fight against him.
Yeah.
It's like the classic guy who goes for the walkie-talkie and is supposed to be killed before he can say anything. Like he puts up like a legitimate fight. He gets some actual like, juicers on this bad guy. Yeah. And he survives.
Yeah, he was great. I love that whole infiltrating as the milkman sequence. Because I wanted to imagine like his cue being like, this milk explodes.
The Russian cue, right?
Yeah.
Like some Cyrillic letter. Yeah, and I thought
I already talked about Cutie Pie. I liked him a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
He was very fun.
Yeah, 100%. Nate, is there anyone you want to spotlight?
I can't think of any. I mean, we've talked about all the people I really liked in this movie pretty much already. We have not mentioned yet one of my favorite sequences early on in the movie when they travel Koskov by pipe. They just have the Trans-Siberian pipe subway, one-man subway that he takes. I liked that a lot. Again, you're talking about like getting back into the kitsch of James Bond. I'm like, heck yeah. We have that cool opening sequence, and then this next thing is travel by pipe.
And we do have I will highlight too Jonathan Rhys-Davies.
Sala himself, Gimli,
who is playing a good guy.
He plays. So he is Pushkin, who Koskov is telling everyone has gone insane, and it turns out he's a pretty good guy. As Russian generals go, he's a pretty good guy.
Yeah, he takes it to Whitaker. He's the one who calls him, when Whitaker's like, I love all these murderers, and he's like, he's like, I call them butchers. Like he's like kind of taking Whitaker to task in that scene where he wants, he's telling him he wants the money back.
Yeah.
I do like Pushkin. Yeah.
Yeah, as these movies have always had like the Russian Cold War antagonists, this one definitely is softening up and making a lot of the Russians and KGB's more honorable competitors.
Yeah.
Like Pushkin's a good guy. Even like the Russian ambassador or whoever is the guy that they have to normally like M has to deal with. He's like, oh, you did such a great job. Like he's seen not as a villain, but as kind of a worthy adversary Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whereas they make Koskov, they basically have a Russian weasel and then an American weasel team up together in this movie,
Yeah.
and the Russians and the Americans more or less kind of have to, in some ways, be against them.
Yeah, I did love the fight between Whitaker and Bond, where he like tricks him by thumping him in the ankle with a drawer that pops out,
Uh-huh.
right? And Bond's like, "Damn, my ankle, my one
How
weak
did,
spot."
how did you know about my precious British ankle? Um,
Yes.
yeah, that was a fun fight, and it ended kind of lame. Like that
Yeah.
was, yeah. So
The
I
plane thing ended kind of lame too when he just like diffuses the bomb. He's like, "Boop!" It's one button to defuse the bomb. It's got 2 seconds, and he just goes boop. He pushes the diffuse, but like all of the tension just evaporates.
yeah.
Was there tension?
I thought so.
There was. You
I-
thought there was tension in this movie? I kind of felt like this.
Yes.
I didn't feel like. I felt like there were no stakes the whole movie. Like everyone kind of treated every situation kind of just the same. It felt like to me.
Well,
And so
I felt tension when Pushkin's wife wasn't in on his assassination, and I felt terrible for her because she was freaking
Yes.
I
the
did
hell out.
too.
yes.
He was genuinely, and he was like, "I'm sorry, we couldn't tell you, my dear." I'd be like slapping him in the
Yeah.
face, like, "What do you mean you couldn't tell me?"
She gets done so he rips off her shirt and thrusts her naked breasts to distract a guard. She gets done so dirty in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of breasts, there is a character in the beginning who distracts her supervisor by
Yes.
mooshing his face into her bosom.
She was another standout character. I think
Yeah.
she plays like a 10-second role in The Fifth Element.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does she smoosh anyone's face into her mighty bosom?
I wouldn't doubt it. I think she had like Princess Leia hair buns in that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was fun. She was
very fun.
Yeah, and she basically smushes her boss's face into her boobs, and once the distraction is ended, she pushes him away and she says, "What kind of woman do you think I am?"
Yeah. And he doesn't notice that every
And-
alarm on his
and that
dashboard
changed
is
the
gone
work
off.
dynamic from there on out.
Yep. Then it was awkward. It was really awkward in the break room.
or exciting. Yeah, that begins like a very interesting story.
I felt like a scene out of IT Crowd.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to forget about her when we're talking about memorable side characters. Yeah, I feel like that's what I'm taking away from these Bond movies that we're seeing is that it just goes from thing to thing to thing to thing.
Yes, episodic. It's kind of set piece, gag, scene, yeah, etc. Yeah, they didn't invent. They started off with a story, in the early Sean Connery ones, and then they returned to that in the Daniel Craig ones, but then they tend to kind of get less important, and it's really more about having entertaining set pieces.
Yeah, and I feel like both of You to a Kill and the Living Daylights, even though they said the title of both, do they always say the title?
I don't. I'm sure there's ones where they don't always say them.
No, Daniel Craig's not like, "Oh, here's a Quantum of Solace."
Yeah, I can't think of Quantum of Solace.
No,
I know Skyfall they do because it's like
that's the name of the thing. Yeah.
There's an organization called Quantum in Quantum of Solace. They really had to work on that one because that was a short story called The Quantum of Solace that they turned into a feature, and they really just, as far as I know, just used the title.
But I felt like it was missing a big Bond villain speech. Like we get a little bit of
Yes.
it from
Yes,
Whitaker.
the
But
Bond villain is lacking in this one, 100%,
yeah,
and
I
the Bond
agree.
leading lady is lacking in this one.
Yeah.
Because
But for some reason, I liked it more than A View to a Kill. I don't know why. I just did.
The
'Cause
nice
there's
thing
no
is that there's
poop.
so many of these Bond movies that you can really, it's like a bag of jelly beans. Like, you know, there's going to be one or there's going to be a couple for everyone, you know, and not everyone needs to like the same ones. Like I definitely liked View to a Kill more than this one. But I think it's great that you like this one more.
So heads up on what our bonus content question is going to be. Because this movie was lacking a sexy villain, you get to create a sexy assassin and give them a superpower. Like what weapons do they use?
Right,
what are their
Uh-huh.
headphones and milk?
Right. She uses milk. No, maybe bad.
Yeah, maybe not that one.
I'll come with something else.
Yeah.
I'll let
Workshop
Nate have
that.
that one, yeah.
Okay, so speaking of liking this movie, on a scale of 1 cello
Ooh.
to 10 cellos, these are Stradivarii, mind you.
Yeah, okay.
So
They're
the more
cellos.
it gets very expensive, the more you like this.
It does, yes. The Lady Rose, yes. How many cellos, which you have to go back for no matter who's chasing you, do you give The Living Daylights?
I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10. Stradivari.
Okay. Stradivari.
I think that it, like we talked about, has like a lot of fun James Bond pastiche in it. That is great, but it is also missing some key James Bond pastiche in the Bond villain, in a villain in general. And especially in, like you said, the Bond villain's speech definitely felt missing from this. However, it felt like this was like, really, let's focus on Timothy Dalton as our new Bond. We're not gonna have anyone else kind of distract from his debut. I read that he had actually been up for it before they cast Roger Moore, so he was
and he thought he was too young.
Yes, and he also had something else that he
no.
was filming, and so I think it would be very interesting if he had done, if that had happened. But so it felt like, knowing that, I knew that kind of going into it because I read a little bit about it. So then it was like, this feels like they're really like, here's our new guy. It's why even I think one of the guys that they kill at the beginning, 002 or 004, he was someone who was possibly up for it, and they threw him in there to kind of throw people off, that he might be the new 007. And that's so I think that I give it 7. It's not super duper great. I don't know how I would put it against A View to a Kill. Because that one's so cheesy, and and then the Roger Moore age thing is a factor in that one that's a little creepy and gross.
Look, 50s is not old,
but it's not that he's old. It's the age of the girl. Whoever the girl.
Oh, we covered this before.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, there's an interesting fact that supports my support of an age gap.
Yes. I agree with 7 cellos. I think it's a 7 cello movie. I really had fun watching it. I don't think it was as long as A View to a Kill, but I didn't feel its length quite as oppressively as A View to a Kill, and I just loved. I'm here for the gadgets. I want gadgets. I want cars that explode things and laser other cars in twain.
And milk bombs.
And milk bombs. and bosom smooshing.
Yes. More of that, please.
More.
Yeah. What do you think, Nathan? How many do you give it?
So I'm pretty close. I'm just gonna give it 0.5 lower than you guys. So 6.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt the villain, like the main villain, was weak and decentralized. It should have been just Whitaker. I felt
I
like
agree.
the leading lady was really weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have a lot of love for Timothy Dalton. Like I want him to be happy.
I do
I
too.
hope he's well fed right now and he's comfortable.
Yeah. And is
And I'm
feeling good.
and I know his tenure as Bond was not popular. Like he only did 2 movies, but I'm definitely in support of the Dalton era.
I
Even though
agree. I
think this
agree.
one
I
was
liked
better
him very
than the
much.
other one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a fan of what they did and the swings they took. I'm definitely pro Dalton.
What's the other Timothy Dalton movie?
So that one is so that when I asked, is
License
this
to Kill?
License to Kill? So that's the
Yes.
drug one. Like he fights drug smugglers, like trying to bring drugs in through Mexico.
Okay.
So that one is more topical in terms of like the war on drugs. But it's more of a personal vendetta thing because his good friend, I think like 006, or one of the 00s, is murdered in the scene, and so he's really out for revenge.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So this time it's personal.
Yes, this time it's personal. Yeah. So he's a little angrier in that one.
Bond is angry.
That's why he has a license to kill. It's because it's personal.
It's personal.
I have feelings. Yay. All right. So what about a deep cut recommendation based on The Living Daylights? Nate, what do you think?
My deep cut recommendation is go to the International Spy Museum in Washington, D.C.
This was literally mine too.
No, was it really?
Uh-huh.
Nathan, yours got taken by both our guests.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, and then last episode, the guest had the exact same one, and I'm genuinely not playing a game, or it's like that was mine too. Go on.
Wait,
I'll
so
chime in
yeah,
at some point.
tell me more about the International Spy Museum. I don't know about this.
It is a museum in Washington, D.C. that is dedicated to the craft and profession of international espionage. And you get to, I'd say, I bet you by now, when I went, which was a long time ago, escape rooms were not really a thing, but it essentially was an escape room. Like a spy themed escape room with also like that was a component of the museum. The museum had lots of other different parts.
It's like a full, like it's on par with like going to a lot of the other DC ones where you can easily spend 2 or 3 hours in it.
Oh, 100%. And we sure did. And it is a blast. And and I had to look up, make sure it was still open. I was like, oh no, I don't want to recommend this in case it's not open anymore. But it is. I would go again if I were back in DC for sure.
Yeah, agreed. When I went, also it was probably the same amount of time because I had to check and see if it was open. It was a lot of fun. They have this thing where you're not allowed to take photos inside the main portion of the thing, and so I found it as a personal mission for me to my mission was to take a secret photo of the Enigma machine, which was the Germans' like secret code typewriter. So I did, and I didn't get in trouble.
Yay! You spied.
I took a really blurry photo of the Enigma machine. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. They've got a lot of realistic stuff, and they've also got movie stuff. When I was there, they had a big James Bond exhibit also at the bottom And so they showed a lot of the movie props there. I think that they maybe don't have as big as they used to, but they still have some James Bond stuff there. So they've got some, because when I was there, they actually had some of the cars there as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I believe they still do have some James Bond stuff on exhibit there as well. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That sounds great. Great recommendation from both of you. Yay.
Must not be that deep of a cut if we both thought of it.
I guess.
Well, I thought it was a deep cut. Yeah, we'll see if Pete, our next guest, Pete Wright, comes up with the same one as you.
I have to secretly now email him and make sure we both come up with the same one, and so it becomes a gag. So on View to a Kill, what was the one?
What was it?
James Bonding, the podcast.
Oh yes, we both
yes.
recommended the same podcast.
They're fun. I've heard them.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. But the guest, it was my recommendation, and the guests again as well.
Yeah.
So now I've got precedent to hold up. Yeah. I'll have to come up with something that literally only I can do. So.
I recommend being inside Nathan's brain and pulling out his tidbits. Okay, so my deep cut recommendation, I wanted to recommend it for the last one, but I'm saving it for this one because, as we all know, James Bond is a hero who changes his exterior physical being, but remains always James Bond. So he is, of course, a Time Lord.
Of course.
So I recommend Doctor Who, specifically the episode at the end of the 10th Doctor's run, The End of Time. It's a 2-part season finale that guest stars Timothy Dalton. Yeah, so he truly is a Time Lord.
It's a tearjerker.
It is a tearjerker.
Which one's is that Capaldi?
No, that's David Tennant.
Okay.
It's the end of David Tennant's run. It's a really, really good episode. And Timothy and T. Daltz is in it.
Nice. I'm gonna go watch it right now.
It's so good. So Nate, where can people hear more of you and see more of you?
Unless you're a grocery manager in the East Valley, you can hear more of me at the Gank That Drink podcast, part of the True Story FM network. Right? That's what we're on? Yeah?
Yeah, that's what we're on.
Cool.
And we're still on it.
We're still on it, Nate.
Sometimes I get afraid that I say a different network from like a different podcast I listen to.
Like, oh no!
I have that little worry that like I do that. All right.
No, we're on True Story FM.
We're on True Story FM. Yes. Come listen to us. Watch Supernatural and drink through what is going to be our ultimate season of fun, good Supernatural episodes that we like, and we make up fun drinking game rules to them to the episodes and play along. I'm doing a terrible job at describing it. Just you know what it is. Come find it. Gank That Drink.
Take that drink, baby. Awesome. Nathan, where can people find more of your filmmaking endeavors?
Well, I'm going to say the same thing that I always say, which is squishystudios.com. And if you want to check out my movie, the last movie I ever made, it's on Tubi and Amazon and Apple TV.
We got to say it every time because every episode is somebody's first.
There we go.
Yeah. And they don't know. They're like, who is this guy? What sort of films does he make? Yeah, definitely check out the last movie I ever made. And if you want to see me and Nate and sometimes surprising guest star Nathan Blackwell, you can come to the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa, Arizona, where we do hilarious, spontaneous, and interactive improv comedy every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Yeah. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being with us here at the end. We do have some bonus coming up for our members. We're going to make up sexy Bond assassins.
Mm-hmm.
you can support our podcast. If you're here at the end and you want to find ways to support us, there's some really easy and free ways to do that. Write a review, give a thumbs up, like, rate, subscribe, all the things that help podcasts, help our podcast too. An Apple review goes a long way towards helping more people find our pod. And if you really heart us and want to heart us as hard as you can heart us, you could become a member at True Story FM. Just go to our little page on their website, click the little join button, and you can get every episode a week early and ad free, baby, with some extra special bonus content with us and our guests. And yeah, thank you so much. And thank you, Nate, for being a fabulous
Thank you,
guest.
Nate.
Of course. I love coming on here. And
Yeah.
I love getting to watch a James Bond movie, so.
Yeah, it was super fun one, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Okay. Excellent. And thank you for listening. When you're out there in the world, please keep the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast motto in mind. Be excellent to each other and party on,
Party
dudes. Yay!